Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I gotta thank everybody yesterday who watched yesterday's video, who got a lot out of it, who liked the spreadsheet that I created. If you guys still haven't seen the video, I did a video about cashing out your cryptocurrency, and what I did was I actually added a resource at the end, and it's this spreadsheet where you can calculate how much cryptocurrency you have and how much how much you would stand to profit if you cashed out, 30, 40, 50, 60%, so on and so forth, and it kind of gives you a sliding scale. And you can actually input your own customized cryptocurrencies in it. So for those of you guys who still haven't seen yesterday's video, I will link it up here in the corner, the top right-hand corner up here. But right now, the crypto market, and it looks as though we are still in an accumulation phase because the market isn't showing any clear immediate signs of bullish momentum, although we are in a bullish market overall on the long term. Right now, it's looking as if we will or could make lower lows in the short term. So guys, I got XRP here on the daily right now, trading at about 18 cents. If we bring up Bitcoin, we've got Bitcoin here. And the thing with Bitcoin is we are still, we came down in here. We tried to make a movement up, but it wasn't looking successful. So Bitcoin came right back down here to about the $9,000 level. Tried to make another move up, but still not looking so great. And this level here, if we break 8,900, we are going to see an onslaught of sellers selling their Bitcoin. And then we'd have to breach this level here, 86. Then this level here, 81. This is just on the hourly, of course. You know how fast Bitcoin can move, but ultimately I could see us coming back down here in about the $7,100 range. Okay, so somewhere within this level here of resistance, Bitcoin rebounding back down there. It wouldn't actually be that bad considering the long-term prospect of Bitcoin, and considering the fact that if you look at this over the longer time frame, that would still be making a higher low than what we saw back in mid-March, Bitcoin down to 4,400. So it would be a nice retrace. It would be a nice time to accumulate more cryptocurrencies as a whole. VeChain not really budging too much from its spot up there nearing the 1 cent mark. But guys, lots going on today in the news. So Ripple partner TerraPay inks partnership with Visa to further the digital remittance revolution. So TerraPay and Visa have entered into a partnership to develop and further digital remittance solutions and financial inclusivity. The TerraPay and Visa global partnership is aimed to develop and deliver solutions to drive repeat consumption of mobile wallets and digital currency for digital payments and remittances. Now we know Visa already inked that deal with Earthport back in December 2018, and Earthport runs on Ripple, so Visa already integrated with Ripple and XRP in that regard, and now they are partnering with a specific Ripple partner, TerraPay, to extend that remittance initiative. So TerraPay is also a known Ripple partner, according to a press release dating back to March 2020. In the press release, Ripple is mentioned as one of the numerous companies TerraPay has built partnerships with. So TerraPay has also built partnerships with global money transfers company, including Western Union, Visa, Express Money, Money Trans, Paga, Ria, which is also one of the big remittance companies and does have a connection to Ripple as well, Instant Cash, Ripple, and MoneyGram. So they are not taking any chances. It looks like they are forging partnerships with all the heavy hitters in the remittance space, because it seems as though TerraPay does want to have that reach. Obviously, for remittances, it is a global market, and the more reach you have, the better. So clearly a strategic partnership. Interesting to note, of course, Ripple partner TerraPay partners with Visa, who's also a Ripple partner, or I should say Ripple enabled through that Earthport deal. Guys, I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf, ex-US Treasury Secretary under Clinton's administration, Lawrence Summers, who's a Harvard professor, said payment friction is the best argument for cryptocurrency. So this article was from a couple days ago, and they talk about crypto's ability to patch up the modern financial system, particularly calling out the great difficulty in processing global payments. Moderation in all things. So describing himself as falling between Bitcoin evangelists and high traditionalists, Summers was cautious about aligning himself with the more extreme use cases for crypto. Specifically, Summers dismissed arguments common in crypto about monetary collapse brought about by quantitative easing, as well as the need to maintain privacy transactions. I don't read existing currencies as being on their way to being debauched, he said of the former. While he seemed resigned to the latter point, governments will want less financial privacy over time, and they will succeed in getting what they want. However, Summers pointed to examples examples of trying to send money to his son while studying abroad, or $3 fees at ATMs as clear examples of speed bumps to the global system. He says, I think the case for all this innovation will lie in the fact that there is a ridiculous degree of friction in today's world around doing quite complex things. The friction isn't just coming from the greed of the middlemen, although there is greed among middle people. It's coming from the various difficulties and challenges associated with mutual trust. And this is exactly what cryptocurrency, Ripple and XRP strive to do specifically. So first, let's talk about the dialogue here, the lines, the language he uses, friction. We've heard Brad Garlinghouse use that word many, many times with regards to Ripple and XRP. The fact that you can eliminate friction from the process is what will really be game-changing for cryptocurrency within finance, but also the fact that this is the former Treasury Secretary, and he is on board with crypto, and he himself says he describes himself as falling between Bitcoin evangelists and high traditionalists. So somewhere within there, he's not a Bitcoin maximalist necessarily, but he's not a very traditional type person with regards to finance either. That to me sounds like he is the kind of person that probably understands Ripple, understands XRP and what it sets out to do, probably knows Brad Garlinghouse personally. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but if he falls between these two categories, he definitely would be the kind of person that would see Ripple and XRP as a viable solution to solve these problems. And just getting back down to this friction, saying, there's a large degree of friction in the space right now, and it has to do with middlemen. Well, Ripple and XRP does solve for that problem. So has he had discussions with Ripple? It's a possibility. Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers talking about cryptocurrency. And this guy's another one from XRP Crypto Wolf. John McAfee calls XRP worthless and claims that MoneyGram does not use it. Okay, this guy's out of his mind, though. Do we take him seriously anymore? Of course, maybe some people do. I don't personally. Follow him on Twitter because he's always got zany things to say. So the crypto baron and former Bitcoin preacher John McAfee has taken to Twitter to share a new video where he's telling newbies in crypto how it works and why they may need it. So he did this new video on his Twitter, and the short video, the former Bitcoin supporter, one of the biggest ones in the industry in the past, addresses those who do not know anything about crypto, but who would like to dip their toes in the nascent sphere. McAfee has emphasized that crypto can be used instead of fiat currency, so he talks a little bit about that. Somebody on here was asking him about ODL and MoneyGram, and he responded, MoneyGram uses XRP. He responded, no, it doesn't. Wake up. Thoughts on XRP, John? Says XRP1. Worthless is what he put down here in this tweet thread. So we know John McAfee's narrative. We know the kind of person he is. We know that he kind of talks out of both sides of his mouth also. And we know that he said back in 2018, if Bitcoin didn't reach $1 million by, I think he said in a year, by 2019 or 2020, that he would eat his own dick. That's right. He said it. Since then, he has backtracked on that statement. But this is the kind of person we're dealing with here, okay? And, he's a proponent of dark web cryptocurrencies like Monero. So, of course, he's anti-system, anti-establishment, ultimately a Bitcoin maximalist, former Bitcoin maximalist. He says he does use cryptocurrencies every day to purchase goods and services. So, of course, guys, take this with a grain of salt. Guys, this is big news today. Larry Cermak here posted this on Twitter. Wirecard, the issuer of most of the crypto cards, including Crypto.com, is down more than 60% after it says that 1.9 billion euros is missing. So a big deal. Here is a Cointelegraph article with regards to this. So Wirecard subsidiary responsible for issuing debit cards has been suspended by the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority, or FCA. According to a statement issued on June 26th by the regulator, Wirecard subsidiary is required to not dispose of any of its funds, stop conducting any of its regulated activity, and it must communicate on its website and to its customers that it is no longer permitted to conduct regulated activity. Not even just suspended temporarily, guys. No longer permitted to. We know that they have done business with some Ripple partners, including Credit Agricole, if I'm remembering that correctly, but don't know how many people this is affecting. As of press time, however, such statements are not present on any of Wirecard's websites, including the subsidiary's dedicated domain. The FCA explained that following the news of the 1.9 billion euro shortfall in Wirecard, it began working with the card issuing subsidiary to ensure that customers' funds are protected. So apparently, Customers' funds are protected. Guys, this is still a developing story, and it is still something that we need to keep an eye on. The cryptocurrency market still isn't completely regulated, and we need to be careful still. We need to make sure we know where our funds are, where we're keeping our funds, make sure they're safe, make sure you have your private keys. Along with this, in this tweet thread here, look at the stock. Wow, down 40% and now down even further. And these stock prices were from a week ago. So that goes to show you that maybe there was some insider trading going on before this whole thing broke. This article, obviously, just from 49 minutes ago, as of me bringing up the tab, which was, roughly 30 minutes ago. So here's a quote from the CEO of Crypto.com. As of this moment, the cards are working fine. As per our statement yesterday, in case of a disruption, we will rapidly proceed to credit the funds back to our users' crypto wallets. Given the announcement made by the FCA today, this is highly likely. So guys, make sure if you're using a Wirecard product, make sure you get on top of that. Also, this from XRP Arcade, Leonidas in the space, malicious actors exploiting the XRPL partial payment feature once again. So I'm not going to go over this in depth, but guys, more scams going on in the space, exploit scenario types. The malicious actor sends payment transactions to the institution. The transaction has a large amount field and has the partial payment flag enabled. Number 2, the partial payment succeeds but actually delivers a very small amount of currency specified. Number 3, the vulnerable institution reads the transaction amount field without looking at the flag field or delivered amount metadata field. Number 4, the vulnerable institution credits the malicious actor in an external system such as the institution's own ledger for the full amount, despite only receiving a much smaller delivered amount to the XRP ledger. And number 5, the malicious actor withdraws as much of the balance as possible to another system before the vulnerable institution notices the discrepancy. So another scam going on here, just outlining some of the steps here that could tip you off to see if that might be happening to you, if you've noticed that. I've noticed those small payments added to my Ledger Nano, but I always ignore them. I do not touch them. I do not click on anything that I do not know where the source is going. I do not click on anything online pretending to be a Ripple giveaway or anything like that. And guys, even just, to speak to this idea that cryptocurrency scams are going to continue and they are likely going to rise in the next bull run. When I brought up the Crypto Associate today, why you need a cryptocurrency hard wallet was the number one. It was right here, staring me right in the face. It was the number one news story on the page, which always brings me back to the fact that you always do need to keep your cryptocurrency safe. I use a Ledger Nano S. You can use something else. I have 2 to be able to have one as a backup just in case something happens. And guys, I always tell people, if you are planning to spend more than $100 on cryptocurrency, invest in a Ledger Nano because they cost about that, $100, and it's worthwhile to keep your cryptocurrency safe. Your keys, your crypto. I have an affiliate link in the description if you want to use it. You do not have to if you do not want to, but it is a good idea. So I suggest, especially since we are staring down a potential bull run in the next little while, to get a Ledger Nano. Keep your cryptocurrency safe, guys. There's no need to take chances. Guys, this from Michael at Val5Links on Twitter. MoneyGram have partnered with Digital Financial Services, and the partnership is between Etisalat and Noor Bank, which was acquired earlier this year by the Dubai Islamic Bank. The new partnership will allow customers of eWallet to make transfers across over 200 countries and territories in what the release calls expansive network of mobile operators and also physical locations. eWallet is regulated and licensed by the Central Bank of the UAE and works to offer electronic payments through a mobile app, the release stated. So MoneyGram forging more partnerships around the world. MoneyGram Chief Revenue Officer Grant Lines said that the new partnership would cater to the increasingly savvy, tech-minded lives of customers in the UAE. So the Middle East, looking for faster payments as well, will be able to do so via MoneyGram. Guys, I'm going to keep moving along. We got this from Matt at Matthew Liny on Twitter. Ripple launches some linked web app, Chef XRP. So a new product has come out. Ripple has launched a sum-linked web app dubbed Chef XRP. The web app, according to Ripple, makes use of a testnet network. It is a demonstration of the potentials of PayID and a subscription register flow. So PayID, obviously, this new thing that's come out, and so we need to educate crypto. Even the cryptocurrency space needs to be educated on how to use this because it's so brand new. So the demo page was launched a few days after Ripple and more than 40 financial institutions unveiled PayID, an idea centered on creating a unique payment identity identification system that abolished the archaic account number ideas employed by banks across the globe. Ripple says developers who want to have a deep look at Chef XRP or make use of it have to download the Sum app from either the iOS or Android app stores. Then they go through the setup and make necessary configurations to make the application hit an address on the XRP Ledger testnet. So a more in-depth description of what this is, guys, in this article. Again, I will link this article in the description for those of you guys interested. But, pushing forward the idea that PayID will be the easy method to send money via cryptocurrency down the road. Amazing what's happening in the space. And we have this from one crypto poet here on Twitter. Demo of sending crypto with PayID using NFC technology. And I believe that the app that they're using here is Tangem, is what it's called. So this guy here, Sergio Mello, does a quick demonstration. I'll show you a little bit of this video. Why not?
First, I want to make a little donation. So I'll extract, and in the destination address, I'll paste, give directly at Crypto, and I want to send 0.01 Bitcoin, not including fee, because I like them to receive a round number. When I verify this transaction, I'm going to be asked if I want to pay a higher or lesser fee. And then the way to send it is to press send. And again, the phone will ask Chip for a signature. In the split of a second, the Chip signed this transaction with the private key, and it was broadcasted on the network. So now the transaction is being broadcasted and pending confirmation. So I just donated 0.01 Bitcoin. And now, if I want, I can also add a PayID address to this card. I simply type it in. So I want this one to be, say, Sergio at payid.tangem.com. Create. Done. So if anyone wants to send me Bitcoin, they'll send it to Sergio, $payid.tangem.com.
So there you go. You got Sergio here showing you guys how to use PayID via the Tangem app. So it seems as though they're trying to make the space a lot more crypto friendly, especially with this PayID thing. So it seems pretty easy, right? Sending crypto like that using your new PayID with the Tangem app here as an example. And there was a PayID conference just the other day. And here's just a clip here from Brad. This posted from @XRPGator on Twitter. Let me play you guys this here real quick.
Look, the PayID to me has incredible potential. It is very consistent with kind of a big picture vision of where Ripple's trying to take the world. Ripple's trying to take the world. Ripple's trying to take the world.
Okay, so somebody edited this into a funny repeating video, but you heard what Brad said. PayID is essentially the next step in where Ripple is trying to take the world, making cryptocurrency payments, or rather payments, via anything. Cryptocurrency to fiat, fiat to fiat, anything, using XRP. That next step to make it easy for the public to do it seamlessly with their PayID address. We got another one up here, guys, from Matthew Liny here on Twitter. The IMF discusses DLT experiments with payments and settlements and lists projects using XRP, but no mention of XRP. And he posts a few screen grabs here with regard to fintech notes, distributed ledger technology, with regards to the IMF. Very hard to read. I don't know if there is a link here to that actual document, but I was reading down here a few people saying, namely XRPGator mentioning the house contractor doesn't mention the plumbing contractor. Here's an analogy. When he sells the house, plus I would assume they also want to accumulate for as low of a dollar value as possible for as long as possible, as we do, would be my assumption. Matthew responds, yes, but a better analogy would be the plumber discussion of water flow in a house without mentioning the pipes. So they are talking about distributed ledger technology, not naming names, not naming XRP, not naming Ripple, but we know, based on the dots that we've connected over the last 2.5 years, where this is all going. Large value payment systems posts at Xcoin blog here. I'm just going to go to back to here. Just wanted to go to this. Prototypes confirm the feasibility of using DLT as a transaction booking method. The proof of work design and the completely transparent transaction database used in Bitcoin type protocols were deemed unsuitable for large value payments because of the processing capacity needs and lack of privacy. So obviously stating that proof of work, the Bitcoin style model, does not work for the IMF, and instead they are moving towards DLT. So that obviously just adding the icing icing on the cake. The world is not going to run on the Bitcoin Lightning Network, folks. I'll tell you that much. And so the bigwigs, folks, the big money, the guys with deep pockets are accumulating crypto, have accumulated crypto, and many more are accumulating XRP. Michael at Val5Links posted this, and here's what you have to know if you're a small XRP investor. You gotta look to where the big guys are putting their money. So this an article here from Xi Crypto. Large XRP hodlers are doubling down by adding more XRP coins to their bags. This comes even as XRP price remains stuck in the crypto abyss. So despite what we're seeing on the charts, bring it up real quick. Despite all this, guys, despite this downward trend, the whole market's going down. Don't look at XRP as an insular cryptocurrency by means of what it's doing today, the day-by-day price, as Brad Garlinghouse even puts it. Think about it in the grander scheme of things. So large XRP investors are on a buying spree, according to data provided by Ledger.exposed, a website created by XRPL's lead developer Wietse Wind. Large XRP investors have been heavily accumulating XRP. This information was publicized by the host of the Better PR Now podcast, Mark Phillips, on Wednesday. I love Mark. Mark's a great guy. So he posted this. There is some serious XRP accumulation among the largest wallets. Thanks as always to Wietse Wind for the stats. And so he posts what we can see here from Ledger Exposed. And guys, this is a great resource. It shows where we stand in the XRP wallet hierarchy. And look at these top wallets. Look at how much accumulation has occurred since April 3rd, okay? So it compares it to April 3rd, 2020. And now in order to make it into the top 5 wallets, you need to hold 150,673 XRP. You have to own about 4,000 more XRP to get in the top 2%. You have to own about 6,000 more XRP to get in the top 0.1%. And look at all the way up here, guys, back from April 3rd all the way till now, June 26th, the number in April to be in the top 0.01% was 21.1 million. Now it's 23.2 million, give or take. So the top wallets are accumulating XRP, and even some of the lower wallets are as well. This is retail investors, guys, but we got whales up here because these are people that own over 150,000 XRP, over 385,000 XRP, over 770,000 XRP, and over 23 million XRP. These are the numbers to look at. Look at what they do, not what they say. And this is why we can't be so focused on the day-to-day price. The fact that XRP isn't doing as good as Bitcoin or VET today doesn't necessarily mean anything. When we see the crypto market rise, do you think XRP will be stuck at 18 cents? Just answer that question for yourself. The good news is that we do see it rise and fall with Bitcoin, which means it's still pegged to Bitcoin. That is good for us because in a spec market, we know we can make money when Bitcoin rises. Alts will rise, including XRP. And because it's at such a low price point, 18 cents, means that we can stand to accumulate more and gain more profit once we decide to cash out. But guys, that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. No, seriously, like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.